Welcome back to the Who's Rapping Sports Podcast, the greatest sports podcast you've never heard of, featuring five friends from college debating all things sports all year long. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Logan.
This is Neo right here.
Clarence.
And we will be the trio on this episode. So we're gonna do something a little different. Our man Meal's gonna read the questions today. Start it off, man.
You know, I haven't been back in a while. I just want to say to our Who's Rapping faithful, it's good to be back, and let's have a great show. First question on the docket. This is relating to my boy Clarence and his favorite team, the Celtics. After the Heat's loss to the Celtics, who do you think is the most to blame for the Heat's loss, and where should the Heat go from here to improve to win a championship?
They need to get Jimmy some help. That's what I mostly believe right now. Because after that, it just shows it's only Jimmy and Bam. And if Bam ain't doing too good, then it's just up to Jimmy. So he just help. Just find some pieces maybe next season, Maybe trade Tyler Hero. I heard some trade rumors with Tyler Hero and Donovan Mitchell earlier today. So that might help him out.
Oh, if it's Donovan Mitchell, then maybe. But wrong. What? Bam was not hooping. He hooped like 2 games out of the 7-game series. He had 31. I think he had 23 game 7. But he was selling. But really, the real reason Miami lost this series, I picked the C's to win it. I think the C's are better this year. I think
you had a good pick for once in your life. Congrats. You did have the C's winning.
I did. I had them beating Milwaukee too. I had them beating the Nets. Nobody believed me when I said they're gonna beat the Nets. But I've been on a run. It's okay. But this is what I'm saying. The real reason Miami lost is injuries. Kyle Lowry was injured. Tyler Hero was injured. Jimmy Butler had those injuries he was dealing with.
Was Kyle Lowry actually injured? I thought he was just playing like ass.
No, he was injured. He missed some of the games.
Kyle Lowry been injured though the whole playoff series.
Yes, I was about to say he's been injured most of the playoffs. I think he played the last 2 games or 3, but yeah, he was injured. It's a lot of injuries.
Okay, so what about Oladipo? Oladipo, he's always hurt though, so I'll believe him if he was hurt though.
Oh well, he's just getting back, so I think he needs another year and a half to get his
I don't think they got time to wait for Oladipo, bro. I think it's prime is starting to be over. I think those injuries are taking a toll on him. I don't think he's gonna be back to the same Oladipo ever again.
But I'm being honest. I don't. He may not be the same Oladipo, but I don't think the Heat need him to be the same. The Heat have a ton of pieces. I mean, a ton. When everyone's healthy, I mean, look at Tyler Hero. He gave you 20. Jimmy Butler can give you 20. Bam is a 18 and 10 kind of guy. You got Kyle Lowry. He was injured, but very good player. You got Max Strus coming along. He's taking Duncan Robinson's spot. So if anyone needs to get traded, Duncan Robinson needs to get traded.
I don't think you trade him now. Are you going to trade him at his lowest point? Wait till him get hot shooting again, then trade him. Let him get hot again first.
We're going to see if he can get hot. But you see he's not getting any minutes anymore. But
I think that's because the only getting minutes because they said he was a liability on defense.
Yeah, for sure. And Max Strus be getting cooked on defense too, but I guess he gets cooked a little bit less. But yeah. And Strus can shoot too, so whatever. But so I think the biggest reason the Heat lost this was because of injuries. I do think the Celtics were better this year though. They were more prepared. Ime should have won Coach of the Year.
Right. I gotta disagree with y'all here because I think the Heat and Celtics were very even, and I think the Heat simply lost because Tyler Hero was not there. The Hero was not there when they need him the most. He was hurt, I admit it. But if Tyler Hero's there, the Heat pull it. Jimmy Butler just needed one more person pulling his weight. Who's been pulling his weight all year at 16 of the year on the bench?
I said injuries. I said
hero. The Heat needed a hero, but he wasn't there. That's all they needed. I say they run it back, but get one more free agent for assurance. Run it back in the same way with a little bit extra, and you get to the champ. They're probably not going to beat the Warriors, but run it back.
I said injuries.
We're that close. The Celtics got lucky. They got lucky. They got
whoa.
Marcus Smart was cooking in Game 7. How lucky can that happen?
He was not cooking it. Did you see him at the end of the fourth quarter?
Was it Game 7 or Game 6? He dropped 26 or 24.
Marcus Smart?
Yeah. One of those games he dropped 26 or 24.
Maybe it was game 6, but game 7, I know at the end of that game, he went 0 for 5 and got the Miami Heat back in it immediately. Jimmy Butler almost
regardless, if you get Marcus Smart, a defensive player, to get you like above 20 points, something's wrong.
I mean, he did it twice. He did it twice.
I was trying to say,
I
think did against the Bucks too.
That is the issue. Yeah, I'm not saying Marcus Smart can't like score or nothing, but like he shouldn't be scoring like at will like that. You know. You lose when you like you let the other teams like role players get buckets on you. The Heat had no other role players getting buckets.
You know who's the defensive liability on that Heat roster is Gabe Vincent. They were looking for Gabe Vincent on those switches, man. That boy Tatum, Brown, they were cooking Gabe Vincent. But
they were smart for that.
I agree with you, man. I said injuries. Hero was one of the injuries.
So do you think if the Heat had Hero, do you think they would have won or lost?
Lost.
Now you smoking.
Here's the thing.
They would have won, bro. Come on.
How many
sixth man of the year,
points,
bro? You tell me.
How many points did Hero average in the season, during the season?
I think like a solid 16, 18.
20. He averaged 20 during the season.
20, even better.
How many did he average in the playoffs?
Okay, what's your answer to that?
13.
Solid 13 though.
He was not playing that great.
That's a solid 13. Bro, I think Hero would have stepped it up. He stepped in the playoffs before.
He has in the bubble. You said it doesn't count, right? I'm pretty sure you said it doesn't count. I'm pretty sure I heard you say that.
Hey, yo, Hero has that energy.
Oh, now it counts.
This is his year to prove it. This year he was here to prove it. This year he's gonna prove his bubble was a fluke. Other people's bubbles was a fluke. His wasn't. Nah. You're not gonna trip me up like this, man. I got arguments.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic, guys. Okay, the next topic. Right now, we see the Warriors have advanced to the finals ever since without KD. So the question is, who needed who more? Did the Warriors need KD more, or did KD need the Warriors more?
Well, what we have to look at when you ask this question is the Warriors are very formidable again because of them getting KD, right? So KD signed, and when he left for Brooklyn, it was a signing trade, and they got D'Lo back. They took D'Lo and flipped D'Lo for Wiggins, to become a very good two-way player for them. When everyone got injured, they got higher draft picks. They got Wiseman. They drafted Poole, and I think they developed him. So, but to answer your question, I will say KD needed the Warriors more. The Warriors already had a ring, 2015. Draymond even told him, he said that we can win without you. We've done it before, and they're doing it clearly now again. And Kevin Durant, since being with the Warriors, he's won one playoff series. He's won just one. You know who that team was?
Against the Celtics, but hey,
it was the Celtics. Tatum was
your time.
But yeah, so I'm gonna have to say, KD definitely needs the Warriors. They needed each other, but KD definitely needs the Warriors.
Obviously, yeah.
I feel like that's even. Like they both needed each other because without KD, they not beating LeBron.
Not at all.
And the Warriors was already stacked, so like that's all they got. They just got more stacked as time went on, but they needed both. Wasn't more of a so the better team. Nobody really won. They both won out the agreement,
Right. I got an interesting take on this one. I think the Warriors needed KD more, and here's why. The Warriors are already a great team. They're a historical team without KD. But with KD, they were unstoppable. With KD, no one ever doubted the Warriors were going to lose with KD. And they were almost like blowing each team out in every series. It was either 4-1 or a sweep almost every series, right? Even this year without KD, it's not as certain. The Warriors are still good, but it's not as a certain thing, It's not a surefire thing. With KD, they're unbeatable. The Warriors right now could still lose. They got KD just in case, because like if LeBron has a 50-point game, what they're going to do against KD having a 40-point game with Steph's like 20-point and plays like 15 points? It's kind of a gang up, but it was a smart gang up. So the Warriors needed KD more just to guarantee things, in my opinion. And even though KD is struggling a little bit with the Nets, I don't think that's more like his fault. I think the situation there was just unfortunate. First year they were hurt. Second year, Kyrie and Harden got hurt. This year, I'm not gonna deny Kyrie's decision to not get the vaccine or get the vaccine, but like I do believe that it hurt the team's chemistry, and especially with Ben Simmons coming in and not playing, the team had no chemistry. Hence why they lost to the Celtics. And even then, even though they got swept by the Celtics, they barely lost. So like, don't look at it and say KD is not having any type of success with the Nets. It's just
wait a minute.
What do you have to say? What did I have to say?
Did you just say they barely lost?
No, look at the point differential for the whole series. It was only like 15.
It was close games, but they didn't.
Each game was close. It was just
not a single game.
Things didn't roll their way. It happens, but don't say like it was like a complete sweep, like they got blown out. Each game was close. It just happened they lost those close games.
It was a sweep.
It was a sweep. It was, bro. The first game was shitty defense and shitty luck.
That was crazy. Boy, KD.
That game changed the momentum of the series.
KD did not
the Nets win. I think the Nets win in 7. If the Nets win game 1 of that game, I think they win in 7. That game switched the series. Nets win that game 1. They win in 7.
They got swept, but that's a horrible take.
Horrible take.
Look, man. Look.
It's an innovative take. Y'all miss these innovative takes with me.
Of course, they're unstoppable. That's a 73-win team, and you add on Kevin Durant.
It makes them unstoppable. Yes, exactly. That's the point of the game. It makes them unstoppable.
But as you said, the Warriors are still a historic team without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, without the Warriors, has 0 rings.
It's okay. How many full seasons he's played without the Warriors so far?
This one. I think
exactly.
But we saw what he did. He got swept.
He got swept by a team that's in the finals right now.
Whoa. He got swept, and also he didn't even play well. That
was unusual.
It's not like he played well in that series. He did not play well at all. He was
against the Bucks last year. At least he played well. I agree with that.
He played great, but I'm talking about this year.
It was a lot of noise outside of basketball, so that might have distracted him.
Man, get out of here. LeBron don't ever get that excuse.
Clarence, you're a Celtics fan. What do you feel about that? Were you happy when KD started selling? How was your feeling when that happened?
I feel like he was expecting more help. Caught him off guard.
For sure.
Ben Simmons was supposed to play. He ain't play.
Simmons don't care, man. But yeah. I mean, you picked the Nets. Let's not forget you picked the Nets.
Because I thought Simmons was coming back. He didn't come back.
But yeah, go ahead. We keep going.
I was gonna ask for a quick take. So do you guys think Ben Simmons plays next year?
Yeah, for sure.
He's getting back surgery. He probably play late season. I think he got back surgery.
He did, but he'll play. He'll play at some time. That was the question, right? He'll play at some time.
All right, he'll play. I think he might get traded before that, but
we'll see. You think Brooklyn's gonna trade him?
Nah, they keeping him. I think they might look at Kyrie, or they're gonna something with Kyrie contract will be messed up.
They said it. They said if the reports are if Kyrie leaves, KD leaving.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's probably what happened.
That's what they saying. So I wouldn't.
It seemed like Kyrie convinced KD to come. Yeah, so that makes sense. It could get dicey then in Brooklyn.
But who's going to afford both of them? Who can afford them?
Would I let go of Kevin Durant because of Kyrie? No, I would keep Kyrie Irving and get a low contract, 1-year deals.
But now Kyrie wants a max slot like he is. He wants a max slot fully guaranteed and all.
Oh wait. So if he doesn't get the max, is he not going to play for Brooklyn? Because I'm not giving him the max for nothing.
Yeah, I can't give him the max. He had a bad season. He unreliable for that last season.
He was unreliable, but Kyrie still. I guess Kyrie's mindset is you see my talent. Kyrie is still talented. We all seen that.
He dropped 60. He dropped 60.
He was dropping 60 as a part-time player. I never seen that before.
That was crazy.
He wasn't even practicing. He was just out there, just going out there and doing this on the street.
It's talent crazy, man. But no, I wouldn't. Reliability is a big thing. I wouldn't give him no max.
I still think you pay him the max. I think it was just COVID. Outside of COVID, he's still pretty reliable. So as the COVID-19 pandemic dies down, he's gonna be in more games. So I think you still give him the max slot.
I don't know. He hasn't played a full season before. I think he only played 1 full season out of his career. Just think about
after my bad. I didn't mean after the what was that, January 6th? The little riots at the Capitol or something. He took off of work. He said he needed I don't know, it was a couple of days off of playing basketball. He makes excuses sometimes, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, there are 73 games in a season. If you're a playoff team, I think you're entitled to take those days off for your health. I think you can take a maximum of 10 games off, in my opinion.
But okay. But do you remember when he disappeared? Didn't tell the coaches anything. Disappeared. And they saw him at his sister's party or something. and he disappeared, wasn't playing games, wasn't talking, didn't tell the coaches he was gonna be gone. What would happen if you missed a day of work and didn't tell your boss you was gonna miss a whole week?
Wait, that was during the time when we still couldn't play because of like the New York rules, right? And they sent him home regardless.
No, that was before.
You mean last year?
Yeah.
I don't think he was playing though.
I don't think he was.
It was last year or the year before, but I remember he left. I think it was Brooklyn. He left. He didn't tell the coach or anything. Steve Nash didn't tell him anything. Left. And they saw him at his sister's party. We have to look it up later. I'm telling y'all. We're
gonna have to talk about that later. I want to actually know more about that.
Yeah.
All right. On to the next question. All right. Who's your finals pick and who's your finals MVP choice?
Klein started off, man.
If the Celtics win.
Whoa. He said pick.
All right.
Yeah.
If everything goes smooth, Celtics, Marcus Smart.
What did you just say?
His defense.
That's interesting. I like that interesting pick. I don't agree, but I like it. Marcus Smart.
If he can put Curry on some really good. Remember when Andre Iguodala had the MVP because he put LeBron in the little chamber? That might be the same.
Wait. Let's define chamber. LeBron averaged like 30, 11, 8 or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. LeBron was limited.
But he was still limited.
That's limiting.
Did they win?
That's limiting.
Did they win games?
They didn't have Kyrie and K.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
A loss is a loss, my man.
If Marcus Smart pulls that type of talent on Steph Curry, he get MVP.
Like Della Dedova?
Yeah.
It's a very interesting pick.
It's reasonable though. Because the obvious choice on the Celtics was Tatum.
Right, of course. That's obvious.
I still don't understand how he got the Eastern Conference final player of the game. No.
Who should have been?
I seen games where Tatum looked like he was on drugs. I seen games.
Who would you have picked?
We got JB. We got get that drink to Al Horford for all I care for.
I still give it to Tatum because like everybody had off games, but Tatum was like technically still the most consistent on y'all team.
Of course, he's a superstar.
Tatum went out there and dropped 14 points.
Okay. Yeah, what about the 30 in Game 6 on like 75% shooting? What about that?
I'm like, I don't care, but we wouldn't be having the Game 6 again, drop 14.
All right, let's see what one loss pick is. I want to see something crazy. Let's hear something crazy.
Okay, he said Boston gonna win, and he said Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
The easy, obvious answer to win the finals will be the Warriors. I want to see something spectacular. I'm gonna pick Boston. The Warriors should be the favorites, 100%. They should win. But I don't want them to win, so I'm going to pick Boston.
The one-law jinx, yes.
I am going to go with Boston. I'm really hoping Boston can do this thing. They match up well. They play defense really, really well. You got Marcus Smart on Curry.
I think that's the best defensive team they probably going to play all series.
For sure. And can I tell you, the Warriors had a cakewalk to the finals, man. They were destroying. They destroyed Denver 4-1.
I'm going to say a cakewalk, though.
They destroyed who they saw, bro.
Who played them? Yeah, of course. I'm saying who played them hard. Memphis would have been a better series if Ja stayed healthy.
Bro, I think they were actually better without the Ja. That's my take on it. Them niggas better without Ja.
They
Ja's
got
the best player of the team.
Ja, one game without Ja. They're very good without Ja. I can't deny that. They're very good without Ja. They're a problem without Ja. But that was the hardest team they faced. They took them 6. They beat the Mavs in 5. They beat Denver in 5. They beat Mavs in 5.
I think Mavs gave off all their energy versus the Suns, so they kind of messed them up.
Possibly, yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping the Celtics didn't, because they just played 2 back-to-back Game 7 series.
The Warriors are
still got some energy.
They have time to prepare.
They're blasting through teams. Boston has had to fight their way through the East. But yes.
So does that mean like the West is soft now and the East is getting stronger?
I don't know if it's soft because the Warriors are still that.
I think the balance is tilted. It's not the year where Harden and Chris Paul were in the West.
Mm-hmm.
It's tilted. Now the East is slightly stronger, in my opinion. But regardless, though,
you think the East is stronger than the West?
Slightly stronger. Especially due to injuries this year, the East was stronger.
The Suns sold. Remember, The Suns sold. That should have been Warriors Suns, but the
Chris
Suns.
Paul has sold before, bro. So like this is not
Indeed.
It's like when LeBron was running through the East.
So you think?
I
Oh,
don't
you
think
think
LeBron
Warriors
runs
running
through
through
this
the
East.
West now?
But yeah, the Warriors are running through the West now.
I can see that. I hope not, but I can see that. Because if the Suns come back and play like this again, ain't nobody stopping the Warriors next year.
Suns not coming back.
Oh, they said Aiden might leave. We'll see.
I don't think you should sign Aiden, by the way. That's a side note. I want to make an appeal to this. Don't sign Aiden. I think he's a fraud. He's not as good as people think he is.
He's a fraud?
He's not worth the max.
Okay, look.
Slot.
He's not worth the max. I can agree with you there, but I don't know about a fraud. I'm not giving him the max.
I think CP3 emphasizes skill.
For sure.
Without
100%.
CP3, he wouldn't be as good as he is right now.
100%.
I think he's a
100%.
solid center. Not worth the number one pick. Not worth the max slot.
I agree.
The same way you think
Luka Doncic's draft. Luka should have went one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The same way you think Rudy Gobert is, that's why I think DeAndre Ayton is. Same level of skill.
Yeah,
So
no, I think Aiden's very good, but I would not give him the max, not at all.
Exactly.
But yeah, what's next? Oh, did you get your pick? My bad.
Yeah, you're gonna do my pick.
My bad.
Warriors in 6. MVP. This is the year Steph does it. Steph gets it, and if he doesn't get it, I'm gonna give my slight plan B pick, Jordan Poole. But Steph, I'm definitely set on Steph
over Dre.
I will stop watching basketball if Jordan Poole ever wins Finals MVP.
It's possible, bro. If Jordan Poole gets to shoot like where he has been over the playoffs,
that's
it's
what I'm
possible.
saying. Boston plays defense. Jordan Poole not getting no easy shots.
But I don't think the Boston style of defense won't work against the Warriors. Bro,
I would turn everything off.
Every team the Warriors play, people are like, oh, they'll be out physical. The Warriors cannot get away from physicality. They're built to get away from physicality. Y'all will run yourself in the dirt trying to play them like that. Y'all won't be able to keep up. I'm kind of telling y'all, Warriors in 6. The Celtics won't be able to keep up, especially since the Warriors have rest.
That's not a bad take at all, man. Not a bad take at all.
It's the right take.
It should be the Warriors. It should be the Warriors.
No. It is the Warriors. Warriors in 6.
It should be the Warriors, but hopefully not. But go ahead.
Okay, well, after the Warriors win, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna buy a Steph Curry jersey. Pull up, show my appreciation for the new GOAT.
Where's your KD jersey at, bro?
I want you to buy Jordan Poole.
Hey, next question.
Jordan Poole jersey.
That's what I want you to buy.
Oh, this actually leads to my next question perfectly. If Steph Curry wins the finals with a Finals MVP, where will that place you in your all-time great list? With
top 20. He ain't top 10.
Top 20.
Top 20.
So this is after the Finals MVP and another championship ring. Only top 20.
Top 20.
Yeah,
top 15 at the most. Yeah, top 15. I ain't going top 10 though.
What?
He's shooting and make him top 10.
The unanimous MVP.
It's two sides of the ball, man. He's too small.
Steph Curry's been playing defense.
Look at all the GOATs. They're big people. Look at all the GOATs. They're big people.
Okay, but Steph Curry's a little person doing all the stuff that big people have done, though.
Playing defense.
Unanimous MVP. Any of them won that before?
Look at the people at the top. They had
Steph Curry's the one who changed the game.
He did change the game. That doesn't make you the GOAT, but he did change the game.
I'm not saying the GOAT, but you said not even top 15.
No, he's top 15. I'll give you top 15. Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
I'm saying after he wins the finals and the MVP, Finals MVP, only top 15.
Top 15. He ain't top
15. He gotta do it one more time.
If he does that, I will have to give it to him probably, but
top 5.
He ain't top 10.
Get this man out my face.
He do it again, top 5.
He's too small. Look at the top. Look at the bigs. We got Bron up there. We got Jordan up there. We got. My bad. You want to go ahead?
I need some sense.
What you say, Clarence?
What? I already said I said top 15.
Top 15 too?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He's top 15 if he does that. He ain't top 10.
If he win it though again, top 5.
If he does it again, that's a whole nother level. If he does it again after this year, does it again, that's a whole nother level.
But I don't know because Magic Johnson also has a lot of rings and he's not even top 5 conversation.
He got 5.
But like they don't never put him in top 5 conversation.
No, I'll be seeing him in top 10 though. Best point guard ever. They always say it's really him and Steph. Best point guard ever.
But Steph has a unanimous MVP. Let's not forget. I think Steph
that was a great year. He played incredible.
He has 2 MVPs too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steph is more all-time great player than Magic.
How many Bron got?
Oh, speaking of that, I think if Steph wins the Finals MVP and another ring, he's above Bron.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I knew some nonsense was coming. I mean,
No. I think he's above Bron.
That's what you say.
He's above
That's
Bron.
what you do. That's what they have the
He's
same number of rings. LeBron has 4.
You have the same amount of rings, but Steph changed the game.
MVPs,
has a unanimous MVP.
More MVPs.
Does he have a unanimous MVP though?
Does he have 4? How many does Steph have? Does he
would
have
have 4 after he wins this one.
Does he have 4? I'm
he
talking
would
about
have 4 after
MVP.
he wins this one.
And
not a bubble ring too. A real ring. Not a Mickey Mouse ring.
He has 0 finals MVP. If he
LeBron got 3.5.
Guess how many finals MVPs LeBron has? LeBron has 4 finals MVPs and 4 rings. Steph would have 4 rings and 1 finals MVP.
Well, wait a minute. How many finals losses does LeBron have?
LeBron would have.
What's his name?
How many times has Steph gone?
When Steph goes, he performs though at least.
I think he's
the reason Bron got more.
Wait.
He be stopping Bron to his face.
Hey, Steph went crazy in 2016, man. That boy, he was on a whole another level in 2016. That's how he blew that 3-1 lead. But I don't see Bron blowing 3-1 leads, but you know.
I don't see Bron in the playoffs this year. Why are you talking about Bron?
He's not in the playoffs.
Where Bron at?
He's not in the playoffs.
Where he at?
You gonna put him on the Warriors and see?
The GOAT could not even the playoffs. The play-in.
Okay. I'm just saying.
The play-in.
How many defensive like teams has Steph been on?
He's a liability on defense. We ain't gonna
He's not a liability. He's showing this year he's not a liability on defense.
My
goodness. Steph can defend for his size.
The way the Warriors play defense, it's gonna be hard to tell that he's a liability. They play this weird defense where it's like a team defense. If you put Curry on the island, he gonna get some type of help from somebody. You just won't see it.
Exactly.
Steph plays with defensive effort. Like, okay, Steph actually puts some effort in. Sneaky kind of He gets steals. He has an IQ defense.
6'3".
It's not physical defense, but smart.
6'3".
I mean, just because you get a lot of steals don't mean you're a great defensive player. It's just you know where to be.
He makes
at the right
impact
time.
felt on the defensive side. I think Steph is a physical defender like some other guys you see, but I think he makes his impact felt with his IQ.
Nah, Luka Doncic had like 40 points a game.
You're talking nonsense.
Luka is a liability on defense.
You're talking nonsense. You said Steph is over Bron, so where do you rank Steph if he gets this?
If he gets this, I have Jordan number 1 still. I'll probably put Kareem number 2. I'll put Steph number 3.
Curry's still my GOAT.
Thank you.
You just said
Curry's our GOAT.
You just said top 15.
Yeah, he top 15, but he's still my GOAT. I don't care about what y'all think. He my GOAT.
But you said top 15.
Yeah, but he top 15 if we being realistic. But in my world, he my GOAT.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. If we're being realistic, it's top 15.
But wait, anyway. Your world is realistic. You were right, Trudeau.
Yeah. No, you heard what he said. If we're being realistic, top 15. Anyway.
Don't let no one get things realistic.
Putting Steph at 3 overall, it just doesn't make sense, man. Magic Johnson has more rings.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the next question. We have 10 more minutes in the show left.
Kobe Bryant. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Kobe's number 4. I put Kobe 4, obviously. It hurts me to say, but yeah.
Kobe like 6, bro. But we're going to carry on.
All right. The Lakers hired a new coach. Do you guys think it's enough to really fix their problems and take them back to the playoffs?
Not at all. Not in the slightest. I hope he does really, really well. But I just don't see. They need a major roster changes.
They need
including the point guard position, including the bench.
What do you mean by the point guard? LeBron the point guard?
You know what I mean by the point guard. You know
LeBron plays point guard.
Get him out of here.
You think you should
get him far out away from here. But they need a lot of roster changes, and if they fail, it's not Darvin's fault. He's gonna be like Tate was saying, he's gonna be another scapegoat. It ain't his fault. It's a bad roster. They got some.
I think he's in a new position. I don't think he'll be a scapegoat. I think he has a chance to make it work, but he has to bring his own approach. I feel like the Lakers brass should let him do what he wants. They should not try to train him.
For sure.
I don't want to hear Kurt Rambis or Jeannie Buss telling him what to do. Let him coach. Let him build his own system from the start.
Phil Jackson too. Yep.
Oh yeah, Phil Jackson. Get that motherfucker as far away from the Lakers as possible. He's a great coach at all time, but right now, get him as far away from us as possible.
We saw what he did with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Bro, there was no talent over there. Don't blame that man for that.
Okay. But he was playing
greatness
offense.
Good. He tried to run the triangle offense in the modern era.
I'm saying, but what's your take, Clarence?
They just need a bench. They just don't need to go. They don't need to go out there and get no old people. They just need like some young guns.
Please.
I don't say young guns. I think you need a mix of both. Because when they got Dwight Howard,
they have a
Dwight
scene.
Howard
They got
wasn't-
enough old people. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Need some youth. They need some, like my boy KG said, some young niggas that make it dick hard. That's what he need. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
I know you're
All
not
right.
nodding to that. You got another question?
The KG, you can't quote the great KG, man. Also, I got one more final thing. There's a random one. NFL hot takes for the upcoming season. Just give me some hot takes from the NFL season coming up. Any hot take.
Redskins winning their division. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Commanders.
didn't say a
winning
wrong
their
take. I said a
division.
hot take, not a wrong take.
We're the
hot take.
Commanders, and we're not coming anywhere near winning the division. Dallas
They're winning their
will
division.
win the division again.
Come on, Clarence. Take it seriously,
They'll
bro.
be out first round again because they're sellers. Philly will go to the playoffs again, and they'll be out first round because they're sellers.
No, I feel like Dallas is not going to win because they're so since they had like 3-headed monsters. They lost a bunch of receivers, and they still only have 2 receivers. Last year they had a bunch of receivers like you didn't know who to check. That's going to mess up everything they had. Eagles, you put too much faith in Jalen Hurts. I don't know what the heck wrong with you.
They stacked the team up, man.
And I got a vet quarterback who knows what he's doing. He's been to the playoffs before.
My goodness, he lost to the Jaguars, man. He gotta go.
He knows the division. He's going to run at it.
I'm
he's
glad
the same
you believe, bro. But I don't believe.
He's the same QB who won a Super Bowl.
He didn't win that Super Bowl. Nick Foles won that Super Bowl.
He brought them there.
He didn't play a minute.
He
didn't
took
play
them
the
there.
He almost won
at all.
MVP. If we had a boy Cam on here, Cam will tell you
Almost.
Carson Wentz was about to win MVP. Don't let
They
Cam get
don't-
on
they
the
don't-
show, bro.
They
Don't
don't
let
give
Cam see
almost.
this.
They don't give almost MVPs, but he would have been.
Hey, when I tell Cam that, he says they almost did.
Yeah, they don't give almost MVPs. But another hot take. Let me see. Ooh, who y'all think coming out of AFC West?
It's your hot take, brother. Don't ask us.
I'm
Yeah,
just
your
curious because that's a really hard thing. Before I thought it was the Chiefs. After Tyreek Hill leaving, I don't believe the Chiefs are coming out anymore.
So your hot take is Chiefs don't come out of
There we go.
in the playoffs, or they don't win the division.
They don't win the division. They don't win the division.
But you still think they make the playoffs, though, right?
Yes, somehow.
That's a mild take. I want to say that's a hot take. That's a mild
okay.
take.
That's okay.
Clarence is
It's
out.
all right. It's all right. We'll keep it going. But what else? Hot takes. Browns were in NFC North.
AFC North.
AFC North. My bad.
My man. Do you think Deshaun Watson plays? We don't even know if the Browns are going to be the Browns this next season. You got to hold off on that one. So that means you assume Deshaun Watson plays and everything, right?
That is, but he'll probably get a suspension. So either Browns or Bengals.
I think he's out for at least 6 games, regardless of what happens.
Should be probably more, but how the NFL is. But what else? Hot takes.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Lions go above 500.
That is a horrible take. What on earth have they shown you? What
The NFC North is getting weaker, and I believe the Lions have the chance to do it. They showed me a lot of heart last year.
They did, and they went 1-6.
I think what happens is they bench Jared Goff and they find some upstart quarterback who can just game manage. That puts them above 500. They don't make the playoffs, but they go above 500. That's my hot take.
It's interesting take. It's
My other
wrong,
hot
but,
take is the
listen.
Ravens winning the division, but that's not a hot take. That's a foreseen future, in my opinion. That's a future prediction.
Y'all just worry about them boys down in Cincinnati. That's what y'all need to worry about.
And
worry about
practice
that.
squad and got a little hype. They got a little
Worry
chatty.
about T. Higgins. Worry about Jamar Chase and them boys.
Practice squad. Don't
Y'all.
forget practice
We're not
squad.
playing with y'all. What else?
Practice squad.
Hot take from the NFL season. Colts make the playoffs.
Both make the playoffs. That's a hot take. I'll give you that. Can't see nothing.
Jags win 3 more games than they did last year.
I disagree with that one, but okay. I think Trevor Lawrence is overrated.
Might be. I think they were talking like he was the next Tom Brady. I'm like,
Yeah.
relax.
The way they hyped him up, I
Jaguars
expected
won.
more from him last year.
Well, let's not say he's in a bad situation, and that's as a lot of quarterbacks are. And you get drafted that high, but we'll see what he does this year.
I'll give him that.
Hot takes.
One more hot take, Logan.
The
One more.
Jets had a great draft, and they will improve. Zach Wilson will look better. Elijah Moore will have a really good season. Draft him in fantasy. I'm telling you right now.
Elijah Moore. That's your hot take. Elijah Moore, top how much fantasy receiver? Top 20 receiver, top 30 receiver in fantasy?
He'll probably be top 35. But
I want to say like top 30 or not. Top 30. Let's make it a hot take. Top 30 or no?
I won't say top 30, but he'll have a good season for sure. He could be a flex. All right, look at him as a flex.
All right. Also, for our viewers, do not take fancy tips from Logan unless you want to lose in the playoffs. You'll make the playoffs.
I won. I won.
The basketball one?
I did win the basketball. I did win the basketball.
Yeah, the football. What happened to the football one?
I was out first round after getting the 1 seed.
Yep. Got the right people. All right, Clarence, you want to end things off? What's your hot take? Give him a minute to connect.
All right, say it again.
You have the floor for the last take.
He having technical problems. You got one more take you want to say?
Uno más.
Huh? What's the take? Hello? Can you hear me? I see you. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 I can see your eyes moving. You're not frozen. Hello? 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 Hello?
We'll save that take for later. Clarence got a hot take brewing. Let's end the show now.
Hello?
Before we end the show, I have one more thing to say to the Who's Rapping Faithful. We have some big plans coming up. Stay tuned. We're thinking about branching into other sports. So in case you guys want to see us branch into other sports like women's basketball, soccer, leave some comments. And we'll get back to you. Thank you guys. You guys have been great.
See you next time.
Ciao.